Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
So as was mentioned, I'm Geoff Matthews. I'm our SVP of Business Development at Fetch. Are there any Fetch users in the room? Yeah, we got two. Works better with a room of TSA agents. But yeah, we got two? Okay, well, we're also not here to listen to me. So I do want to make sure that we get to Magda, because we are here to talk about women in leadership. But before we dive in there, can you tell us a little bit about 3M and what you do there?
Yeah, absolutely. Who knows 3M? That's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah, 3M is like over 120 years old company, which basically what we do, we applied science to life in every aspect of life. So we have products ranging from industrial, safety, electronics, energy, healthcare, dental. So you name it. And what it's making for us as employees is just making our life extremely interesting, because you can work in the company for a quite long time and you are not getting bored, because you are changing categories, portfolios, countries, and almost every 2-3 years, you are in a new company and you need to learn from scratch from the beginning. So what I'm doing at 3M, I'm driving marketing transformation at the global level. And the reason why I'm saying marketing transformation, because that includes digital, technology, all of the aspects which are changing the marketing. And you guys know better than me that nowadays, this is the best time for the marketers to leave, because everything is changing. So everything what we learned, we need to unlearn and learn completely different new skills. So I lead the integrated marketing team, which is working at the global level.
So you weren't always a marketer, though. And as we got to know each other, you really told me your career journey, which I would love for the rest of the room to hear, because breaking news, it was a completely different field.
Oh yeah, that's the most funny story of my life, because I spent 5 years studying, doing my master's, studying philosophy, literature, culture, thinking I'm gonna be this super passionate, inspirational teacher, and I'm gonna change the world. And then very quickly I understood teaching is not for me, and it was actually at my 5th year of doing my master's. So I was just oh my God, I'm almost with my master's. So I'm gonna finish, because what else I can do? I went too far, and then I'm gonna try to figure out what to do. So as I got my master's degree, I applied to one of the corporation, Amrest, which is, by the way, talking about the guys who were sitting here before, is the biggest franchisee of Pizza Hut, Burger King, Starbucks, you name it, plenty of the different restaurants. And I can confirm, a franchisee is gonna do what franchisee wants. So that's I was on this other side for almost 8 years, so I know it quite well. So I applied to this company for the office assistant job, because I was okay, I don't know what to do. I know I don't want to work at school, I don't want to teach, but what can I do with my master's degree? I'm gonna try to figure out. So working as an assistant, you have the quite huge advantage of having insider view to every single apartment of the company. So what they are doing, what they are discussing about, you support them on the daily basis. So after 6 months, I just discovered marketing. And truly, I discovered marketing. I had no idea marketing exists before. I was just oh my God. And I was just, oh my God, everything what I've learned, from the aspect of the culture, people's behavior, communication codes, and so on, philosophy, asking the question why, what we should do, and so on, that can be actually useful over there. Yeah, so I went. I was quite young, so probably I didn't fully understand who is a CMO. So I went to the CMO and I asked him hey, I don't have marketing degree. I don't have marketing experience, but I think I'm gonna be good at this. So can you give me a chance? Can you give me a chance? Because what, and I told him what you can lose. I'm not asking you to hire me. I'm just asking you give me 2-3 projects I can do for you, on top of what I'm doing right now, so you can see what I can do. And I believe he was shocked. First of all, that somebody is approaching him so directly. But he said, yeah, if you want, and if you're gonna do it like on top, so your manager is not gonna come with the complaint, like, yeah, you got it. And he came back to me with the projects. Making the story short, like I delivered on those projects and he offered me a job in marketing. So he hired me at the lowest position, like marketing assistant in the marketing, and that's how the journey actually started for me in marketing.
So as we got to know each other a little bit, there were a lot of traits that made you successful. But the one consistent one that kept coming back to you was passion. Can you educate the room a little bit on your perspective on passion?
Oh yeah, like passion for me is everything. So like I really believe, and I do believe that our life is just too short to spend it on the things which we don't like to do. And I also believe that you can be successful only if you do what you love. You cannot fake it. Like you can fake it maybe in front of the other people, but you cannot fake it to the level that you're really gonna be successful in what you are doing. So really, like, you know, having in mind that you spend so much time at work, and having in mind that, you know, you want to progress in your life, like what's better to do than follow your passion and do the things which really are part of your best interest. My team is like laughing at me because for the spring break, when they asked me like, what did I do? I told them like I went with my kids to Mexico, and they asked me like, oh, so what books did you read? Because I read a lot of books as well. That's stayed from my literature probably study. And they were, yeah, of course, like you read, of course, marketing books. And yeah, I read like by the way, Quantum Marketing is my like #1 book right now. So yeah, I read it not only because I have to, but first of all, because that's that's making me happy. That's really like, I enjoyed reading the books about the marketing. I enjoy like reading the case studies. I enjoy listening to marketers, following, you know, on LinkedIn and on other platforms, the marketing leaders, learning from them because it's really interesting.
Now that passion brought you here to the United States, working for 3M, and it was in that move that you saw a unique perspective into your own kids, specifically your daughter. And as a mom to your daughter, I would love for you to detail a few of the things that you've learned about her as she's turned 18, she started to think about her future and some of those traits that are driving her to go into a similar field than her own mom.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe like the passion. And also, like we talked about that, like the first company I worked for, Amrest, like the credo, the strong belief in the company was anything is possible. And they really meant it. Like anything is possible, they meant it. When I started to work for them, and we talk about that, they were owning 40 restaurants, 40, in 2 countries. But what they were telling us always, like, behave as a leader if you want to be leader. Like, don't like think about yourself. We have 40 restaurants and McDonald's has thousands, yes? Think about yourself. You're gonna be like McDonald's in the future or even bigger. So over the course of those 7 years being there, we grew from 40 restaurants to over 2,000. And we are, like the company is right now present in 22 countries. So really like the spirit of the constant growth and transformation. So that was basically like what was driving me through my entire career, working for the companies and working in the roles which are transformational and really like driving the progress to the future. And here, like 6 years ago, I was brought by 3M to take the role at the global level here in US, and I was just thinking like, oh, they are asking me to run another transformation. Easy. Like I've done it so many times, and I've done it like across the countries as well before. But when I came here, I was just like, oh my God, that's completely different. Like from family perspective, different because I brought my family with me, and from my personal perspective, different. From my professional perspective, like it's a different, totally different story to run the transformation at the level of Europe, Middle East, or Africa, like even in this like a cluster, and completely different when you are doing that across all of the world. And you have Asia, Latin America, US, Canada, like all of those countries, all of those cultures, all of those different like the working styles, like the approaches, different approaches you need to have talking to the people in the different parts of the world. But from the personal level, also also like you are moving your family, and my daughter, she was a teenager when we moved here. So on top of her teenage like adventure, we had adventure of moving her to the completely new country, taking her from like the group of the friends and taking away from her like a lot, you know, and asking her to adapt to the completely new culture and finding new friends and trying to find completely like the new community for herself as well. So we had a bumpy role together, like especially like teenage girl and mother is already a bumpy role, like everybody who has daughters, you know, girls, what I'm talking about. So on top, I had this additional bumper, you know, in the relations, which was like, you made me move to US, you took away from me all of my friends, and this is where I am. So it made me extremely happy, like several months ago, like she's right now graduating from high school. So several months ago, when we discussed about the college, she asked me like, Mom, what do you want me to do? And I told her like, I don't know. But she said like, but maybe you can give me some ideas. I told her like, no, I cannot give you ideas. The only thing I can do, I can tell you, do what you love. Do what you are passionate about. Don't think about like whether it's gonna bring you a big salary, small salary, you know, whether it's gonna make you a living or not. Just don't think about it at this moment. Think about what you're gonna love doing, because you will be doing that for the rest of your life. And if you're gonna love what you are doing, all the rest is gonna come. All the rest is gonna be just a consequence of your choice. So she was like, okay, but tell me. No, I'm not gonna tell you, like you need to figure out. So she took like the Post-its, 3M Post-its, like the big ones.
Obviously.
Obviously. She went to the basement and she put them on the wall and she started to brainstorm, like what she wants to do in life, you know? Like, and she was putting like the ideas, and we were not interrupting with this at all. We just left the space to her. I was just sneaking into the basement when she was at school and just checking what's going on, like whether we have to interfere or we don't need to interfere. But everything was like good choices, so like we just left it up to her. And yeah, and at the end of the day, she applied for marketing and she got accepted for marketing. She's gonna start marketing like in mid-August. And when I asked her, like, what the heck? Like, you told me through the entire life that you will never be doing what I'm doing, like, I'm all the time busy, like, I don't have too much time, and so on. She told me, like, yeah, I know, I told you that. But what I also know is that you work hard. I see that, like, through my entire life, I saw you, like, really, really not taking any shortcuts. But what I also see is that you are happy. I see that, you know, you are happy, you are not complaining on what you are doing. I see you like energized. I see how you talk with your guys, like at work, like with your team. I see how you know, how your eyes are shining when you talk about the marketing, you know, and when you discover your new guru, you know, because I have this tendency of discovering those super fantastic marketers I've never heard before about, and then just digesting everything what they are saying and reading their books. So she said like, and you know, I think it's gonna make me happy as well. So I just want to give a try. So that's the story of my daughter, yes.
In the networking break, you can ask her what careers she would have actually intervened on, but we can leave that for later.
Yeah.
So coming over here, leading the family, but also understanding the last 6 years, Captain Obvious here, but a ton has changed in the work world. How have you maintained a strong team in the form of leadership with what you do with 3M, knowing that not everyone's in the office every single day? I mean, before this event, you and I were saying how great it is to be meeting in person and communicating, but it's not like it used to be. So what are some of your strategies?
Yeah, everything has changed, and if you work at the global role, also not everything has changed, because in the global roles, you always interacted with the people virtually as well, because your team is not located in one place; it's like located everywhere in the world. But obviously, like COVID made a huge impact on the ways how we work. And I'm super happy that in terms of my team, I was not facing a big resignation in the team. So people were sticking, you know, like I lost, I believe, like 3 people from 50 people who are part of my team. And I believe like the reason for that is that, like, first of all, they all feel and they are aware of the purpose we have as an organization. So it's really very important is that it's like we are leading the transformation of the marketing in the company together. And each of them have a stake in this transformation. So it's not like me coming to them and telling, hey, today we're gonna go left. No, we are just like, my role is to show them like the goal. This is where we want to get. And then together we are figuring out how to get there. Just maybe, it's easier because like I'm hiring like people who are sometimes smarter than me in many aspects. So I'm not concerned and I'm not afraid to have the people in the team who's gonna be challenging me and sometimes like saying, no, you are actually wrong. Like, let me explain it to you. It's like, it's very like type of the partnership, type of the relation. So understanding, like first, who do you want to hire? But then understanding what motivates those people. Like, what is their jazz, What is making them coming to work every single day and do their job? Like, for some of them, it's going to be development and learning. Like, many people from my team are extremely driven through the learning and the ability to grow and really become really best marketers. For some of them, it's just this, like, ability to really leave the footprint in the organization and to be able to tell to your grandkids, like, in the future, I was the one who was behind like 3M Science Applied to Life campaign, yes? So those are like the things which motivates them. For some of them, it's really like working at the global level and interacting with the people from so many different cultures. So really understanding like what motivates them is one thing. And then never hesitating to ask them for feedback, Like I'm asking them for feedback on the very regular basis, and I'm doing that in a casual way. I'm not asking them, here is like the document, can you provide me the feedback? No, I'm just posting, to them on the Teams, on our group chat or individually. Hey, can you just advise, like you've heard me on this meeting, like what do you think, What can I do better? Or asking them, hey, what can I improve in my leadership style? What do you like? What do you dislike? In the way how I'm approaching things. So the reason I believe like we have this type of the open communication is because we managed to create safe space where everybody feels safe. So they know I have their back, and I know they have my back, and I know whatever they're gonna tell to me, it's because they want me to succeed. I'm not treating this as like somebody is attacking me and they are telling, Magda, you are too direct. I know I'm too direct and I'm working on this like constantly, yes? Or like you need to slow down because you are already there and we are here, yes? So just wait for us. So I know that when they are saying that because they do care. And the same vice versa, when I'm providing the feedback to them, they know that I'm doing that because I really, really do care about every single one of them. So I believe like creating the safe zone, understanding the motivations of the people and not hesitating for asking for the feedback so you can understand your blind spots as well as a leader.
Well, and you've got to have each other's back. Because if
yes.
you're working as a team and you're looking over your shoulder constantly, you're not going to get anything done. So
yeah, absolutely. Like I have definitely like the amazing team. Stephanie knows one of my team members, so she can confirm that the team is amazing.
We believe you. Yeah. So we've talked about the business life as a mother, but you did make a comment about grandchildren, and when you become a future grandmother.
Far away.
Far away. 18, going to college. We're going to be a marketer first.
Yeah.
What would be your story to your grandkids?
Yeah. So I think I would I would start from saying anything is possible. If a person like me from a small town in Poland can work for all of those fabulous brands on the way and can lead at the end global organization, at the global level. Anything is possible in your life. You just need to really know what you want, and you need to stick to this. Like, do not change your goals, change the journey to your goals, because you're gonna fail on the way. I failed many times on the way, but I never spent longer than few hours on crying on the fail. And just like thinking, okay, that direction was not working. I need to think about the other way, how I can approach that. And at the end of the day, we're gonna make it. Yes. So like really, anything is possible. Then do what you are passionate about. Like really don't compromise on that because life is too short. Like one blink and my daughter is 18 years old and I remember when she was born. Yes, like when the guys were talking about restaurant business, I was almost like feeling I'm at Amrest again, you know, that was like 20 years ago. So the time is really, really, really running faster than we think. Then when you are like anything is possible, like when you are passionate about the things what you are doing, like also do care about the people. And do care about the people you are meeting on your way, do care about the people you are working with, because you are surrounded by people at the end of the day. And you are succeeding together or you are failing together. You know, there is nothing like, you know, one person is just amazing and the rest of the team sucks. That's not the way how it works. Like, who is a fan of soccer team? It's not American football, but the soccer, like anybody? And okay.
You got some fans.
So yeah, so I think it's like a story of the Polish soccer team. You know, we have Lewandowski, who is one of the best soccer players in the world. He is the best, really, like when you think about today. And our team is losing all of the games, like all of them. It's because just one person is not making a difference, you know, when you play in a team. Like you need to really like support each other, because otherwise, as an individual, you're not gonna win in your life, and you're not gonna be successful. So that's for sure. And the last one, carefully choose the companies you are working for. Really like think about what values do they represent, what type of the people are working over there, what is the culture of those companies, because that is your like a second home where you are spending like most of your time. Those are your people who's sometimes you're gonna be closer than like with your friends, you know? So that's really important. And especially your first job is making you for life. Like I believe in anything is possible. I believe in passion. I believe in always on learning. Like you need to go through your life with always on learning, because the moment when you are finishing transformation, you need to lead another transformation, because the world is changing, and that's beautiful about the world we are living in. So I believe all of that, all of those fundamentals of who I am, I brought from my first company. They shaped me as a marketer, because they educate me as a marketer, and they shape me also as a leader and as a person I am. And 3M just amplified that, you know, like I'm a completely different leader right now when I was before joining 3M. I'm much more patient. I'm much more like, much less direct in my communication. And yeah, so really like each company is like leaving a very significant footprint in you as well. It's not only you are leaving the footprint on the company, but it's also like influence you. So really like carefully choosing like the companies you work for.
I think I can speak for everyone in this room in saying that people that have worked with you and for you and are in your life are very fortunate. So thank you for sharing that with everybody.